capture this before it goes. Um, Funny thing is that I asked for permission. Can I capture this before it goes? So what I was thinking of, you're in a place in your life that it's a game. It's literally a game. Like, you told Divine, hey, let's play. You think that it's like let's see it in, I guess, in a more ego perspective of, you think that I can't do better for myself? All right, try me if you want, let's go. So you have that mentality of testing that measures how deep, how far you can get in this, right? But little did you know that doing that, it was like co-creating or playing with Divine, literally, in your whole journey. And the clarity comes every time you experience what you experience and you actually sit down and be present with yourself. And then sometimes they don't even come like when you inquire for it, and it's all right, because it teaches you a patience level that, and it also lets you honor the fact that you're receiving this information and is within you, and honor that moment of you receiving that, because that's a special moment too, and also shows you what type of capability and power you have and control you have, and also shows you, if you're present, you're shown the growth that you have went through in to where you're at now. Because at one point, the mind, everything was so chaotic outside, but because the mind was so chaotic inside, it had so much going on. And that's all right. Now I'm coming in the power of the overthinker, right? I find it, this is my belief, and this is my vision of an overthinker. It's a label placed on a person that usually don't get things done because they overthink shit, or usually don't stay in a relationship too long because they overthink shit, right? But me, I'm an overthinker. So yes, that capability can happen, but the only way that capability can happen is that I'm too focused on what other people saying that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that the focus, which I've been saying, the focus of what you say and what you think creates in broad daylight in your 3D reality. It creates in your 3D reality, and it comes in different forms, right? And it all has a tool that you need for the next chapter or next step you're taking, right? But you don't see that. You at one point, like, if you're not aware, let's put it like that. If you're not aware at the moment, because there will be a point in your life you will be aware. I believe that for everyone in this whole entirety of this world and every universe that goes beyond that. I believe that entirely. Like, you will reach that awareness, but it's all in your timing and your journey, and you can't compare your timing and journey to nobody, right? To no one. And you'll learn that. Like, you'll learn that because you feel uncomfortable, you'll get to a point that you don't like to be feeling uncomfortable, and you don't like something messing with your peace. You'll get to a point in your life like that, and then you'll be like, okay, this is not, I don't like the way I'm feeling with this situation, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that go. And then when you see that you're letting that go, like a whole weight leaves your shoulder, come from the spirit. A whole weight leaves your shoulders, and you develop this, like, it's a boundary that you're gonna build to be firm, right? You develop this, like, preciousness, like, you protectiveness towards yourself and your energy, like, and all right, what I want to explain in all, how I'm putting all together, you see how I'm saying that the way you respond to yourself when anything feels like a threat or feels like something's gonna test it, and you would take, before you would take the test, and then the response and reaction was either isolation or you just blew up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just letting the emotions be what they are, don't respond. Respond when you have some type of clarity. Because when your emotions are running, mind you, think of it like this, all right? This is like the lottery, right? You know how it just, the balls roll, blah, 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 and one pops up, right? So these are the emotions just running around, blah, 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 and one pops up. You don't know which one is going to come up. You don't. You really don't. And I'm going to be honest. And when your blood is boiling, you're angry, you're getting to some type of anger, you don't know which thing is going to come out. You don't have no control at that moment, because you're passionately speaking. You're passionately speaking in a form that you also don't you feel like no, something's crossing my boundaries at this moment, so red alert, let me respond before they freaking even try to cross the line. But when you reach to a level of awareness, you understand what that situation is. See a situation, like I've been saying it, seeing as a trigger, right? I call that a trigger. So I've learned that the trigger is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Why? First off, the trigger brings you in the moment and present. I never saw it like that, right? It really does. Because some type of pain, some type of irritation, you're presently thinking of the issue, right? But when you're present, right, and then you're thinking of the issue, then you also you're learning the power within yourself, right? This is where you pay attention when you're aware. Like, all right, I see that my focus and energy is on the negative and not even trying to look at any other perspective that actually can either balance it out or completely be like, let me go ahead and feel this shit and release it. And there will be a point in your life that you will do that and be like, damn, I was at a point in my life that I will snap the shit out of from a if they try me. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, all right, you got some issues and it's all right. That's on you. That has on me. I'm only sending love and light to your life and removing myself from the situation, because the response is giving your energy out, is leaking your energy in a place that you don't. Why? Like, and what I mean by awareness, this is you went inside of yourself and observed what you went through, and then come in accordance of knowing that it's learning that it's really only a tool, is a blessing in disguise. It was never to hurt you. It is only to build you. That's it. It really is. But at a point in my life, I was not thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? And you reach to this point in your life when you so that's the game that we're playing. And I'm going back to Divine in You. That's the game you're playing. You're playing this game of, oh, you think that we can't get what we want? Like, you think that we can if you put your foot, you think that I can't really love myself unconditionally? Oh, you think I'm not gonna freaking put all my effort and making and my betterment and being happy within myself and really unconditionally loving myself to the point that I don't need nothing else, but I love it as well, unconditionally, with no conditions, and have freedom of my mind. That before mindset would be like, yeah, fucking right. when will it? It'll probably be when I'm older I reach to that level, you know what I'm saying, right? So it was still in my mind, my field, my frequency was still saying it was impossible, but my mind knew, my spirit knew, all of them, all three connected, body, mind, and spirit, knew what was what. I'm not gonna speak too much into it, but I just want you to know that something inside of you that you notice inside of you, and you know that's powerful, and you may feel like you're scared of shit, and it's not gonna come. It's not gonna come to reality. I beg to differ. Because one thing I do learn is that when you put vision, you have that vision, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't go nowhere, it keeps coming up, and you already put some type of steps towards it. So you put it in the 3D, baby, you already put in some type of manifestation and you just let it go and you're not thinking about it no more. Oh, don't think that that's not gonna come up. I'm dead serious, and everything, because mind you, it's the focus that you put on that for a very long time. Let's say you had a very long, like, I know this because of whenever I was young, I had this vision of that. I had a vision. The reason why I don't gotta explain, but anyways, I had a vision, and that vision is gradually reaching its point. But see, there was so much that happened in between. Like, from being a kid, there's so much things that happened from believing in myself that I knew it was going to happen to, nah, it ain't going to happen for me because it's not in the cards for me, because I don't got no rich folks. I don't have people that know people, like, none of that, like, and nobody in my family is famous. I so happen to be best friends with somebody that was one of their family members is famous, but I never really got to meet them. But it's not even that. It's just saying, you feel me? There was opportunities that was there open for me to go ahead and be like, yeah, I could take the opportunity. But I'm like, bro, already something was said as a kid, so I just, like, especially from a person that you love and care, and you're like, all right, whatever, I guess it is not gonna work for me. So that's exactly where I was at as a mindset when I was a kid. So it really wouldn't, like, any opportunity when you knock in, I'm like, no, I'm not, because I'm not gonna make it, because only a slim none, you know what I'm saying, make it. And I understood that, like, guys, and I realized why I wasn't there too, inside of being my vision, because at that moment I had to, like, observe from the outside what was really happening in the inside. And weirdly is that before anything was exposed, as a kid and growing up, I kept saying stuff that I didn't even know where this information came from, but I kept seeing my vision of these people that I admire, and at the time idolize, and I kept seeing them in prison, like enslaved, and I didn't know why that information kept coming to me, right? I didn't know at all. And then as things happen, I started realizing how much of a struggle I will be going through in getting inside of this vision, like making this vision happen. But I didn't really care about the struggle, because you gotta get to where you get to. That's where my mindset was at. Like, in order for me to reach a good place in my life, I have to go through that struggle, and I didn't mind to go through that struggle, right? But I didn't want to be put out there and rejected and plain. Back in the day, we didn't have the internet like that to be exposing anybody or making things viral and stuff like that. So if you're on TV, and you notice, like, people record you behind, or just, like, but yeah. So I didn't want to be humiliated or rejected in plain sight of TV and everybody knowing who I am from that rejection. So I built this persona of afraid of being seen, and what others will label as what's it called, a syndrome, something syndrome, some syndrome that you imposter syndrome. There you go, imposter syndrome. And it sucks because you got these people that want to label you, put you in a box, and it's like, little dude, why you doing that? This is another thing that I understand. Like, I did the same thing, not knowing, you know what I'm saying? But what I understand out of all of it, me doing that, putting in people boxes, I put myself in a box too, because I was really thinking, like, a little narrow-minded. You feel me? And what I mean by that is that, okay, the first time it happens, it's an experience. and you see what you feel about that experience, right? So when I get that label or put in a box, I'm like, dude, like, why? You feel me? When we can be anything we want to be. And I'm thinking this always since I was a kid, and as I'm growing older, I'm still thinking it. But now I was like, damn, dude, like, there's a restriction. But you know what's always been inside of me, and this is a fire always been in it, prove people wrong about what their statistic is and what they got going on. Like, okay, so I went to prison, guys. I went to jail. Statistics is my in and out of jail, and went into prison. That was my last time when I hit prison. That's it. Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna get it locked up no more. I don't want nothing to do. I don't want to be about that statistic, because there's a percentage that goes back to prison, a high percentage. I'm not talking about no if and statistics, low percentage. No, bro, a very high percent. I believe like that's 85% of people go back to the incarceration, right? So, and then on the statistics, after you get out, so you're a convicted felon, right? You have that label. This is something I have always been labeled since I was a kid, bro. But that is what it is. That's another story I speak about. But I've always been labeled, put in the fucking box since I was a kid. And it's not cool, but you feel what I'm saying? This is why I always want to be different. And it's not in the sense of I'm being emotional, no. Because you want to place me in a place that I don't belong. I don't fit in the freaking boxes that you want to put me in, right? None of it, all right? So my vision was very like, okay, I'll do stuff, but like in school, and not try to do things outside of school. Like, if it was something that I was doing outside of school with my vision, like, it would be with the school and in a group, instead of it being a solo or something like that. Like, I was afraid of just it being me, even though I did try one time it being just me. And I was very, very freaking nervous. And in scenarios of like religious areas that I've been to, it was okay, because I had like, it was a group. It wasn't just me you're hearing or seeing and but as I grew up, I like got built up more confidence within myself, because I had this insecurity of my body image. And that has a lot to do with the conditioning of just society in general, because they wanted us to look slim. And now that's why so many women are freaking trying to get their freaking body done, because it's like there's a perfection of what. Fuck out of here, bro. I'm learning that now. It's just like, I love my bad body image and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I'm gonna freaking slack off and do what I want, but I do what I want regardless of what. Anywho, I'm more comfortable with my body, as in a sense of like, I'll wear something, and if people would think I look fat, then that by all means, that's what you think. It is what it is. It used to bother me. It used to trigger the shit out of me, and it made me feel like I wasn't enough, and I want to be getting to the point that I want to get to with my vision. Mind you, that's something that you also gotta like build. It's not build anything. It's just let it know that, all right, you played a part, right? I learned how to be in that darkness of feeling like the world's really against me, right? But then when you grow in awareness, you find out that was an experience you needed to experience to learn that. Because now you know what you got, and now you know you don't need any outside source to fulfill you. And now you know that it's okay to be seen regardless of what you bring, and it's enough, right? And it doesn't matter what shape or form you're in, because it really all it has to do with is your frequency with you, not the shell. The precious moments of your life is the human experience. Yeah, we get the shell that we can lose weight, and then gain weight, and then age and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All that. We get that privilege. A lot of people don't like that privilege because they want to alter it. That's why so much shit going happen right now with whatever, Botox, all that crap. And I ain't knocking nothing down. I don't knock anything down. You know why? Because you were smart enough to invent that shit. That's why. You were smart enough to invent that shit. So I give you credit for inventing that shit, because who would have invented it? You did. Nobody else did. Nobody else went, hey man, listen, if you do this will happen. Nobody else did. That some people get hurt and stuff like that, that's on them. It has nothing to do with the person that invented it. He just had a bright idea. Like, there's somebody, right? I think it was Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein had this theory, right? And then this theory, I believe it's some kind of like numerological, I don't know, it's a theory, right? And his theory, they can use it to, I believe they did too, like to make an atomic bomb, like something that a catastrophic bomb. And in the wrong hands, it would have them in power, right? And he didn't know that. He's thinking he got something going on, right? He got something going on. He's going for another thing. So he's like, all right, I perfected this. But somebody's seen that it can also be used for something else, right? And mind you, in the wrong hands, right? You get what I'm saying? So, like, you don't know when that's what the point is of invention. And then you inventing it for something else, and then you have somebody else that has another mindset about something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say bad, evil. No, they have another mindset about something. They want to use it and with ill intentions, right? There you go. It goes with the intentions. They want to use it with ill intentions, and that's where it kind of like get downplayed. I'm like, bro, and you get mad at the person that invented it. No, why? He didn't invent it for that. You know what I'm saying? So I never knocked down any kind of invention. Why? That's something I learned too, because it was created at one point with good intentions. At one point, it was created with good intentions. And does it mean that everything was created with good intentions? No. Some things are, you know, but you could discern that. And what discernment is, you can find out. It's your intuition. Like, let your intuition know. And that you don't know what your intuition is. That, all right. This is not my friend explaining, but I'm going to go real quick. Your intuition is that little voice. It's a voice. It's very soft and calm. It speaks to you. But I didn't want to speak about that because I just heard a message from somebody. And anyways, it stood. So that was it. That's what I got and took from that. But I found that amazing, which, by all means, I'm very grateful for that person. And when you use your discernment, you be able to see what is your yes, what makes you feel good is your yes. All right. And I know, listen, things can feel good and you still have some type of doubt. Boom. Pay attention to that. When things can feel good, when you hear something and you still got like some type of doubt and stuff like that, pay attention to that. I ain't saying that it's a bad thing, just pay attention to that, because you got to figure out why you have that doubt, right? Now, if you hear something and you resonate with something, but the rest you don't, it's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, none of that. It's just, you just resonated with something. That's it. You didn't want to. Your body didn't resonate with the rest of the stuff, right? That's good because you're following your intuition. At times, if you do not follow your intuition, you will fall in a trap of things, right? And you would learn of that trap, right? And then the trap will teach you that next time you won't fall in that trap. So you see how the trap actually benefited you? It really didn't hurt you. It actually benefited you because in reality, it saved you a whole bunch of times of falling in a trap. All right, guys. I've been talking too much. Love y'all.